Brady really grew on me as a character during that entire storyline. When Kristen was first discovered, before the church scene, how did how can I describe it? I know this was in Eileen's Emmy reel, with that whole confrontation. So in the Demerit mansion, can't
Oh,
remember.
when I confronted her afterwards. Yeah.
Yes.
I chased her around the room.
Uh-huh.
I remember that.
Yeah. That was one of my favorites. And I think for me, that's when I really fell in love with the character, was during that height. So that was, for me, where Brady grew on me.
That's interesting, because those are some of the most memorable moments for me as well. That's when I felt like he was really taking a turn and growing into something that I'm always afraid that characters will just be a little vanilla. You know, Ethan Crane on Passions was the poor guy. I mean, he tried to do right, but he just couldn't accept the fact that he was in love with another woman, and he stayed married to the same woman. I mean, and it was just kind of the same.
Wasn't there a thing where he said something about, "I'm happy to be married to you, Gwen, but you have to know my heart lies with Teresa"?
Did he really say that? He probably did at one point, yeah. And Gwen probably said, "Well, what does that mean for us?" I'm like, "I don't know. I don't. Can I be with both of you?" But the bottom line is,
if it was Brady, then he would have been like, "No, I want to be with both of you." But
yeah.
If it was Brady Black, yes, but
poor guy. But yes, that was a time of growth, I think, for his character.
Yeah,
you know, or lack of growth. I mean, either way, it just added to the layers of him and the frustration and the torment of like, why can't I just love and be loved in return? You know, is that so hard? I'm like, apparently it is. In this time.
I like that description, lack of growth, but it is true. But also, yeah, it definitely was a growth for the character, because it did give him more layers than what we were used to when you first came on the scene. So I definitely enjoyed that for him. I mean, honestly, I think that would probably be my solid pick for you as my favorite part of the series, was that whole entire thing. I think that would be it for me.
Well, here's the good news. It's not over yet.
It's not over yet.
So maybe the best is yet to come. You never know.
I know. Everybody always asks, like, when are we going to see Brady? What's happening with Brady? Everybody's asking online is what's going on with Brady. And even I'm going, I don't even know.
Hell, man, I don't even know. Well, I know some things, but I'd love to know more. But, oh, God, they keep it tight. It's a tight ship over there. Yeah. I don't have the key to the padlock of all the information, that's for sure. I just got a new script. There's a new script on my phone right now that I'm dying to dig into and see what's going on, but I haven't looked at it yet, but you'll find out sooner. Hey, at least you don't have to wait as long now. We were 8 months ahead. Now we're about 2 months ahead.
I was going to say, you're probably now 2 months ahead now. Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. Your guys are not recording as like taping as many shows in one day, are you? Like, I think before you were doing like maybe like two, 3 a day. Is that right?
No, we've slowed down considerably. Yeah. But we, at the same time, we haven't. It just feels like the train is still running at the same speed. But yes, there are clearly less episodes being taped because of all the precautionary measures that we're taking and all the protocol to make sure everybody's safe from the virus has, inevitably slowed production down. So we can make sure everyone's safe. So that in itself is, but we still have a good 2-month cushion. We just shot New Year's Eve last week.
Okay.
So,
okay.
There you go.
How we touched on it a little bit, but honestly, how you guys been doing since COVID hit you guys? Like, what have you guys been doing? I mean, I see the videos all the time. You guys you're still keeping busy, and you guys are having a good time. You and your wife, your lovely wife, who I absolutely adore, and those two boys of yours, man. What you guys been doing this entire time?
Well, it's funny. As soon as I get off the phone with you, I got to pick them up at their water polo practice. They're actually back in the pool. They can't be on top of one another or touch one, but they are swimming. They are back socially distanced swimming, which is really great because they have not been able to partake in their sport of choice for a good, 8 months now. They were on they were on an Olympic development program, and they still are technically, but everything was halted. So when you have 14-year-old boys and, they're just itching to move and to be active and to be loud and to be, they're grown into little men. It's hard. It's hard to say, hey, just lock yourself in your room and try to stay safe. There's not many places we can go. There's no treating. There's no this. There's no that. It's my job as a dad to keep you safe. I'm playing the game. Let's do it right. So we've been clustered on each other. There's been cabin fever. Absolutely. But at the same time, I'll tell you, there's a lot of good stuff that's come out of this little pandemic, in the sense that I've had conversations with my boys because they're kind of trapped in the house with me that I probably never would have had. I think I've gotten just to know them better by them being sequestered with me, and so we've had an intimacy that has grown, I think, from that. My wife is now a Beachbody coach, and she is changing people's lives, and it completely resonates with her. It's what she was like born to do. And in our garage, she has just set up shop. It looks like a little Gold's Gym in there. And she's got me in there running around, working out, feeling great. And I'm inspired by her. And I've known her a long time. So, and she looks terrific. She's just full of energy and life in a way in which I haven't seen in a long time. So in a sense, we've turned this pandemic into a working tool for us as a family. And it's all good. I think if anybody's going the most crazy, it would be me. I'm the one that needs to, you know me, man. I'm social. I want to shake people's hands and hug people and do karaoke and dance and just be crazy and enjoy lives. So it's hard. It's hard.
I do, and I miss those days, man. I mean, every time I always fly out to LA, the first thing I go is like, am I going to see Eric today? It's not even a joke, because I know everybody always has their, like, all my everybody that tweets at me, they always go like, are you going to see this person, this person, this person? In my head, I'm going like, I need to see Eric. Like, where is he?
That's nice of you, man.
It's the truth though, because I always know we always have the most fun on the carpets and all that stuff. So it's like I'm always entertained whenever I see you. So I'm going like, all right, where is he?
Well, you're always up for, you're always up. You're always game. Hey, give me the mic. I'm going to interview you, and you're like, okay, no problem. Let's do it. It's just fun.
It's like you're twisting my arm, man. But here, so
always wanted to be interviewed. Come on, do it.
Yeah,
ask me the tough questions. Ask me something personal.
Something. Get them something. I love it. What were you going to ask me? See?
I don't know. I was going to go off the cuff. I never have anything prepared. You know that. I just comes to me. It's going to come out.
I never do with you. I never do. Every time I talk to you, I'm going like, nah, man, I'm winging it with Eric. Nah.
Yeah. We end up freaking talking about the Patriots for 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Who would have guessed that?
Yeah. Susan was going like, have a great interview. I was like, I'm sorry. Have you met us?
Think anything productive is going to come out of it?
Do you really think that it's going to be something to a point where it's going to be boring?
Guarantee you that it won't be that. It'll be a lot of things, but not that.
And definitely not boring. I do need to ask this question because I was kind of curious, but I also thought it was pretty cool too.
Sure.
Watching your sons following in your footsteps in the acting world.
Oh.
What was that like for you?
Well, Mason is I mean, both of them they're both pretty dynamic kids. Mason he's got this charisma about him that's just, he's kind of the little life of the party. I mean, he will stand up in front of our family and just put on a show. So when Susan Bernhardt came to me and said, listen, I want your son to be in To the Beat 2 when we start filming this thing. I want him to play the little heartthrob of the younger generation. And I was like, what does he have to do? She's like, he doesn't have to have a line. He's the slow-mo kid that the girls are like, oh my God. And I'm like, yeah, I think Mason could handle that. I think that might go to his head a little bit, but I'll kick his ego down a couple notches. Anyway,
of course.
Like the second day of filming, we get into the car. Well, at the end of the day, long day, we get into the car. I sit down, I look at him, and he's got this look on his face, just like defeated. And I looked at him, I said, what's wrong? What's up? How was your day? Did you enjoy that? And he's like, Dad, what you do is hard. I'm like, what do you mean? What was so hard? You didn't even have a line. He's like, no, the hours are long. Like that took longer than the actual movie's gonna be. Yeah. Creating something, it takes longer to make the movie than to watch it. Yeah, in most cases, that's true. He was like, I don't know if this is for me, Dad. And
Got it.
honestly, I mean, I'm not going to push him one way or the other. Would I think he would be able to have some kind of a career in my industry? Probably. I don't say that lightly. I think that he picks up accents like a madman.
Wow.
He watches a movie once and he quotes half of it, and he just knows, he knows language, and he's a beautiful kid, and he's got a lot of things going for him. But I know how hard the industry can be, and he is delicate though. You know, his skin is pretty thin as far as,
I was gonna say he's thin
you
skinned.
know,
Okay.
a little bit. And I know that you got it. Your skin has to be an inch thick in order to let all the bad stuff bounce off you, in order for
Yeah.
you to keep going. And that will never change about our industry. It's always going to be rough and
Absolutely.
critical. So I don't want to subject my son to that kind of life, but if he chooses it, I'm going to saddle up with him and say, let's go, let's do it. But I think we're meant to guide our children. We're not meant to push them in any way that we think is best for them.
Right.
You know, you got to respect their gut instincts and let them go where they want to go and where they feel they're going to be the happiest. That's what my father did for me. You know, when my graduation day from college, I said I was so nervous to tell my dad that I wanted to go to New York for a year, just a year, and get the acting bug out of my system. And he put his hand on my shoulder and said, take as much time as you want, Eric. You don't need to be this or that. You know, if you light up on stage, I've seen you, you love it.
Mm-hmm.
Do what you love, you know, and don't worry about money and stability and all that stuff. But so I managed to do what I love to do with a little bit of stability attached to it in the form of daytime television. So I kind of figured it out, you know, to get a little stability and a little passion all rolled up into one. And that's what I do for a living.
Yeah. Piggyback off of that comment too, before we let you go. I just want to say that you're right about having the you got to be thick skinned in this business. But the other thing that, and this is why I ride hard for you guys, is I hate, and it still sucks even to this day, how daytime gets such a bad rep.
Mm.
I hate the fact that it gets so much flack. I mean, yeah, we have stories that are completely out of the box. I get that. Of course we do. Um, but it's still entertaining for us to watch. We're still going to watch it. But my thing of it is that you guys, you actors, are doing new scripts 5 days a week. You're learning 80 pages of dialogue 5 days a week.
Yep.
And you're able to go in there. You don't have any rehearsals. You go in, you block, you do your lines. You may get a pink page slipped in on stage, and then you got to learn something new there in a matter of maybe 5 minutes. Record your lines, and that's it. You have no rehearsal time. I hate how you get so much flack for that. You guys are one of the most hardest working actors in this business, and it shows on screen. We have mad respect for you for what you're able to do. And I just hate that it just gets downgraded like it's a nothing.
It can
And
sometimes. Yeah. No, look, man, I appreciate those words, and you're absolutely freaking right. You know, that stigma, I think, is still out there. I think, you know, we've been able to chip away at it. You know, when you have, you know, friends, good friends that you did soaps with, and all of a sudden they're, you know, leads on your prime time, real giant shows, and they're doing just fine. How do you make heads or tails of that? I guess we are able to do those kinds of shows too. Soap actor should be just shot out of a cannon and gotten rid of, because it's like calling a dentist like a tooth cleaner. Like, no,
Yeah.
no, he's not just a tooth cleaner. He can
You're
also actually fill
minimalizing
your
what they're
cavity. He can
actually
actually
doing.
do a root canal. He can actually do cosmetic work on your mouth. You know, we're actors that happen to be doing this job right now. But I'll tell you what, you know, if there's a director out there that wants to throw me into a romantic comedy or whatever and put it on a big screen, I'm going to do a good job for you, and I'm gonna, and it's going to be just fine. You know,
Yeah.
we get to act every day. You know, people, the folk guys that do movies, you know, maybe they do, you know, a couple weeks on a shoot here, a couple weeks on a shoot there. Every day we're literally just chiseling away at what we do for a living, and there's a hell of a lot of good seasoned acting ability, you know, in our soap opera community. And we've proven that. We've gone out and done other stuff. We've booked other jobs. We can do movies. We can do whatever the hell we want, honestly, because we do work very hard. And I know I've seen A-list Hollywood members, actors come through our hallways and do guest stars and really struggle to the point of complete frustration. Like, this is too much. I mean, are you serious? Like, what? We're already taping this? Like,
Yeah.
the freakouts, and then the respect comes. They're like, oh God, I took this job thinking it was going to be, it's a soap opera. I mean, how hard can this be? And they don't know what they've gotten into until their claws are in it. They're like, oh my God, this is crazy. So thank you. I'm aware of how hard our fellow thespians work in the daytime community, and they can keep all the jokes alive out there that they want, but we know the truth. We know the reality.
Absolutely.
And that's fine. That's fine.
Definitely appreciate that, man. I appreciate you stopping here, chatting with me. Dude, it's been way too long. I'm so glad I got you back here. I was so happy to see you.
You as well.
Yes.
You as well. You're a champion for us, man. You're a good guy. Anytime. I told you that.
I know. And I'll still be riding or dying for you guys, no doubt. Going on 30 years watching all of you. And I will still continue to do so. So absolutely.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
Thank you. Happy anniversary.
Pleasure zooming with you, man.
Pleasure zooming with you. I'll see you in Zoom. What is it? 2 weeks from now, I think. Don't remember the date.
For that, something like that.
Something like
that. One day at a time. Let's just get through tomorrow. Holy shit.
Look, I'm just glad I got through today. So
it'll be fun.
Yes, absolutely.
I hear you, man. All right, you take care, buddy.
You too. Appreciate it.
Peace.
Peace.